Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's official prices. So we have the main release for the Astra Militarum coming out this week, and here are the prices for each. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, so we have the majority of the Astra Militarum release, at least the big first wave coming out this week, and here are the prices. So starting off with the actual Codex, we have the two options available. The regular Codex is 55 USD, or it is 65 Canadian. And then we have the limited edition version as well, available for $90. And next we have Lord Solar Leontus, and he is coming in at $60 or $70 Canadian. So I wasn't really sure how this was going to be priced. I had a feeling they were going to go a little over the top on this one. 60 bucks is a little hefty for this guy, but it is a nice model and everything. He is a centerpiece for your army. Definitely don't like seeing the price increases with the new stuff, but I think we'll find that it's a very, very common theme. And next we have Lord Castellan Ursula Creed. She's coming in at $45 USD or 55 Canadian. She is a character model, so I'm not super surprised to see this, but to tell you the truth, the Space Marine characters pretty much have set the standard for pricing for characters, and most of them are like $35, $38, or even $42. So to see an Astra Militarum character, now she is a unique character, so they do tend to be a little more pricey, but coming in at $45 for Ursula Creed, in my opinion, is absolute insanity. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the model. I definitely wasn't planning on using her in my army, so it really doesn't make a difference to me, but 45 bucks for her seems insane. And next we have the Astra Militarum Cadian Shock Troops, right in line with what we expected. 50 bucks for 10 of these guys, or $60 Canadian. I'm actually glad to see these coming in at 50 bucks, especially because you need so many of them. I was a little worried they were going to price them at 55, so glad to see them at 50 bucks. A pleasant surprise. And next we have our Cadian Command Squad, 5 members in this squad, and then it's coming in at $45 USD or 55 Canadian. So right in line with what I expected. There's a bunch of cool options and bits and stuff in this set. You're going to need probably one of them for your army. 45 bucks for 5 Imperial Guard is definitely on the pricey side, in my opinion. I think we'll see very quickly that the common theme throughout all the new stuff or the rebox stuff is basically a 20% price hike. Alright, next we have the Astra Militarum Cadian Heavy Weapons Squad. So there are 3 teams in the squad and $50 USD for the box, or 60 Canadian. So $50 USD, the previous iteration of this was $42. So again, we're seeing roughly a 20% price hike on this. Honestly, the models are really nice and you get all the options you need and everything. They're pretty cool. I mean, I hate to see them going up that much in price, but it is actually a pretty nice upgrade from those previous heavy weapons teams. And next we have the Rogal Dorn Battletank. So this is coming in right around with what we expected, $90 USD or 110 Canadian. No real surprises there. I was expecting this to be right around 100 bucks. And it's kind of in the sweet spot between the Lehman Russ battle tanks and the Baneblade kit. And then we have our Astra Militarum Field Ordnance Batteries. So you get 2 of these in the box set with all the weapon options. $55 USD for these or 65 Canadian. So this one is right in line with what we expected. 55 bucks for these is pretty nice. You're only going to want a few of them probably for your army. These things are pretty chunky, so 55 bucks for 2 doesn't seem over the top to me. And next we have the Astra Militarum Sentinel. So the Sentinel is coming in at $45 or 55 Canadian. I wasn't really sure what the price point on this was going to be, but I had a feeling it was going to be sort of hefty. Honestly, 45 bucks for a Sentinel is pretty pricey, especially when you take into account how many points these things cost. They are relatively cheap in game terms and relatively expensive in Games Workshop terms. When we're looking at something like the Field Ordnance Battery and then you look at the Sentinel next to it, I'm honestly not really sure why there's like so much of a disparity in price. You get 2 of the field batteries for 55 bucks, or you can get 1 Sentinel for 45. I'm not really sure why there's so much price difference between these. I guess because this one is a vehicle, but honestly, in my opinion, 45 for a Sentinel is way too expensive. These things should be like 35 bucks a piece, in my opinion. All right, and next we have the Baneblade kit. So Games Workshop did exactly what I said with this. They raised the price up to $170. They include now a second set of sponsons, so it includes 4 sponsons. It includes all of the bits to build all the variants for the Baneblade as well, but it is $170 now, or 200 Canadian. So Games Workshop basically sticking to their regular go-to. As soon as I saw them pull it down off the website, I knew exactly what was going on. It was a rebox, a extra sprue, and a price increase. So if you really look at it as you're paying 20 extra bucks and you're getting 2 extra sponsons, I guess it's not bad if you needed some extra sponsons. I'm not sure that most people are taking all 4 sponsons on these things. I know I wasn't in particular. They're already kind of a pretty big points sink. So it is cool to slap a couple extra sponsons on there and give them some more firing power. But the truth is, it's already such a massive target. In my opinion, keeping these relatively cheap and then putting those points somewhere else is really the way to go. So being someone that's never actually run 4 sponsons on a Baneblade or variant before, I'm not sure this is like ideal for most people. But the truth is, at least it includes everything you need to fully build out the tank. 170 bucks is definitely pricey, but the Baneblade kit is super chunky, honestly. So, and right in line with an Imperial Knight is pretty much expected. All right, and on to the Lehman Russ Battletank. So I made a prediction on this that it was going to go up substantially in price and got a lot of pushback in that video. Obviously, when they pulled it down off the website, same thing. I was expecting a rebox, and they went ahead and combined the 2 separate kits together. So now you get all of the weapon options in this single kit, which is cool and everything. But to tell you the truth, most guard players don't run all their tanks exactly the same, and it includes a ton of options. So you end up, after buying like 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 of these, however many you need, having tons and tons of all the extra weapons. So the fact that now every tank comes with all the weapons is cool, especially if you're starting a new army. But again, not really that necessary. And for this extra inclusion of the couple of weapons, it is now $60 for the Astra Militarum Lehman Russ battle tanks. So right as expected, was $48. I told you it was undercosted, and they were probably going to do something like that. So a 25% increase on the Lehman Russ, and in exchange you get a couple extra plastic barrels. In my opinion, not a good trade. And that is $75 in Canadian. And honestly, I hate to see it, but I totally expected it. And then we have the Astra Militarum Primaris Saker, 3350 or 38 Canadian for her. This is a super cool model. Really like it. It's definitely pricey. Again, seeing the Astra Militarum characters move up to like the Space Marine price point is definitely a low blow. Very, very cool model. Definitely awesome. But I mean, it's nuts to see these characters so expensive. And then we have the Astra Militarum Datacards, $29 for these, or 34 Canadian. And this is great because it's one of, if not the only item that didn't go up in price. But you can realistically get these pretty cheap. Just find somebody who picked up 2 of the Astra Militarum starter boxes, or just pick one up yourself. There is definitely no reason to pay full price for these. And then we see the Astra Militarum dice set. So it is important to note that the dice set did get cut down. This was previously 20 dice in a set, and it went down to 15 dice in the set. So Games Workshop has decreased the dice by 25%. And for that, our gracious overlord has decreased the price as well, down to $35. So it is a couple dollars less for the dice, and you get 5 less. So that is 35 USD or 43 Canadian. And these are actually pretty cool dice, but they are ridiculously overpriced. And because it's from Black Library, I don't actually get the official prices on the books. But the Armageddon Book Limited Edition, Special Edition is coming out as well. And a couple of people had asked if I had an idea what that was going to be. These are typically $65 for this book. It could vary. Sometimes they'll be slightly more expensive. But I do expect this one to come in at 65 bucks. And now a quick message from this week's sponsor. This video is sponsored by CMOgames.com, where you can get 15% off most Games Workshop pre-orders, and they go live right at midnight Saturday mornings. CMOgames.com offers free shipping on orders over $25 in the US 48, and most orders ship within 24 hours. CMOgames.com has been selling Games Workshop products online for more than 20 years, and customer service is their top priority. CMOgames.com carries the full line of Games Workshop products, including 40k, Age of Sigmar, Kill Team, Warcry, paints, hobbies, and tools. Visit cmogames.com using the affiliate link in the description below so they know you heard about cmogames.com from Warhammer Man Studios. Now, back to the video. So that is it for this week's official prices. Overall, I've got to say, I hate to see these price increases coming in. We definitely saw it with the Slaves of Darkness, and now we're seeing it with the Astra Militarum as well. And the truth is, I fully expect Games Workshop to keep pushing prices up as much as they can. They're definitely going to be able to get away with this, with all the hype behind the guard. And I do think the Astra Militarum Codex is the strongest book in the 40,000 universe at the moment. So honestly, I think a lot of people are going to be rushing out to snag some of this stuff up. I'm disappointed to not see the Casterkins here. We also have not actually seen any kind of nerf or anything yet. I do expect some kind of FAQ or something like that that tones down the Casterkins and swaps up a couple of other things or clarifies some things as well. Overall, though, I have to say I'm very disappointed with the price increases. I do love a lot of these models, but Games Workshop has really went over the top with these price increases, especially on stuff like the characters or kits like the Lehman Russ that has been available for like 15 years. So let me know what you think about the new price points down below. Obviously, if you are in the USA or Canada, even Europe, especially Australia, New Zealand, this is a real low blow as the stuff was already very overpriced to begin with. But when it's all said and done, honestly, some really nice kits coming out. I hate to see the price increases, especially substantial ones like 20 and 25% price increases are definitely overboard. But that being said, it is what it is. We all know what we're getting into with this hobby. And as unfortunate as it is, I'm still going to be after some of these models. So let me know what you think down below. What are you most excited about? Which of the price increases is the biggest smack in the face? Are you going to be passing on any of these models because of the prices? Are you after them regardless? Like this Lord Solar Leontus, just because he's so freaking cool. I always like to hear back from you guys. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. If you want to save 15% on pre-orders, make sure to check out the link in the description. So that's it for today. No big surprises there. Definitely a little bit of the wind taken out of our sails with these massive price increases. But that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios with our official prices, and I'm out of here.